everyone. Welcome back to Nerds in the Gym. I'm Marco,
I'm Brandon.
and it's been a while, hasn't it?
What, Marco? Tell everyone what time it is.
Oh, it is 5:40 p.m. I never say the time on January 12th, 2024. We haven't seen you guys since last year.
You've been all doing all this dope producing. Why don't you tell them what time it is? Sorry, you don't know the song. It's
No,
okay.
I don't. I don't. Is that like a Blink 182?
No, that is an NWA song.
Oh, I know them.
That's the guy from Are We There Yet? He's
Yes.
amazing. He's
See?
hilarious.
See, I'm hip. I know these things. I know pop culture. I feel like that's a statement nowadays that could get me canceled. So maybe I shouldn't play into it too much. That's like a Michael Scott thing. Like, I know those guys. I'm hip like them.
Mm.
But
So Ariana Grande dropped a new single today. Thoughts?
I did not listen to it, but I heard she was getting a lot of criticism for it.
A lot of auto tune, but to each their own.
I heard people are upset about like the actual words in the song in general.
I'm not gonna lie, I listened to half of it.
Oh, you didn't finish it. Um,
No.
but apparently she had like had to make like a statement, or maybe she didn't have to, but she did make a statement to the criticism.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't. I forget it, and I don't want to say anything without like having like concrete like word for word quotations, so that I'm not like making
Who
her
are
even.
you?
Oh, you want me to just like
No,
get
who
them?
are you and what have you done with Marco? That's the first.
Oh, me actually like try and verify something before saying it.
Usually you just say it, make up half of it, and then two of the words were actual quotes of it, and then you call it quotes.
It's close enough. It's paraphrasing. That's like quoting.
Uh, so
Um,
what'd you get? We haven't talked in a while. What'd you get into for the holidays?
what do you mean? What did I get into?
Yeah, you fitting your dad's side
Wait,
or
what?
your mom's? What'd you do for Christmas?
Didn't really do much with my dad's side because like his side of the family, like all of his sisters were with their husband's side of the family.
Hmm.
So like they were all with their in-laws. Visited my grandparents for a little bit, but it was mainly with my girlfriend's family and with my mom and Joe's family.
So how many John Wicks did you get through? Two, three?
Oh, this year was none, and it was great. I think I only saw one thing about Keanu Reeves this Christmas. Nothing against Keanu, but I don't need a whole John Wick Christmas.
That's that's fair. What else? New Year's? You do anything for New Year's?
Went to my girlfriend's parents' house. We had like a nice steak dinner, played cards, and just hung out until midnight.
All right.
It was great. How about you? Is that what you're waiting for me to actually like be an adult and ask questions?
No, life's been crazy, so this is like the first human interaction I've had outside of work in a while. So
Oh, okay.
generally just New Year's Eve we went and saw the Christmas lights over at Namkeg down in South
Oh,
County.
how were those? I've been wanting to go to that, but things are just so busy because I only get like 2 weeks to really do Christmas stuff.
If you like Christmas lights, it's for you.
I love Christmas lights.
You gotta get tickets early.
I do. Next year I have the full 25 days.
Christmas Eve we went to Marina's family, and then Christmas Day we went to my family. So
Oh, okay.
it's
It's nice.
been busy.
Yeah, did you get what meat did you guys have on Christmas?
What meat did we have? Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Wow,
It feel it's only been 2 weeks, Marco, but it feels like it's been.
it feels like it's been a long time, and honestly, now that I say that, what meat did I have on Christmas?
Are you just
Oh,
trying to make a
that's
bad?
right. That's right. I had some ham, chicken piccata, I think that's what it's called,
Hmm.
and then had some sandwich meats.
You know what's funny is if you asked me name any meat during that last question section, I couldn't name one.
Your
Uh,
brain's
uh,
fried.
cabbage. All right, we've had some weird nerd news pop off.
There's been a lot of nerd news. The problem is now like, what are we, like a full month behind on news? We're definitely not going to get through a lot of it.
We can give it a shot.
Um, Robert Downey Jr.'s been in the news a lot. I think it started with the whole what was it, Golden Globes that just came out.
He had got an award at the Golden Globes and then made some sort of joke.
He made some sort of joke. Um, Recently today he came out and said that he thinks that Iron Man slash Tony Stark is one of the better acting performances in his career, but he
Hmm.
thinks it's looked down upon because of the genre of the movie.
Yeah.
Which, like, don't get, like, I think he acts very well in the role, especially with how everybody else acts in that, like, universe. You can tell
Hmm.
that they're acting more like a superhero as opposed to a human being, and he stays more grounded to that human being side. But it's one of the few Avengers that's actually a human being that doesn't
Yeah.
have like some super serum or anything. Um, I do agree with that, but I think like if you look at his other works though, like he is like a very deep talented actor that his performances go way beyond even like what he did in Marvel.
Hmm.
It's a good performance, but I think his better performances are way other different, or like way different roles than what he's thinking of. I guess he's putting into perspective with comparing it to the Community though.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be what when it's all said and done. That's what he's going to be known for.
Yeah,
My thing is, since Marvel, he did Doctor Doolittle. He did
I forgot
Oppenheimer,
about that.
right?
Oppenheimer, yeah.
I didn't see it. So what else has he done? I feel like Robert Downey Jr. used to pump out a couple movies a year.
He used to, and then you get that. Well, one, the Marvel contract is so hard. They
Well,
literally,
what I'm saying is he did more movies while working with Marvel than he did.
yeah,
He was doing Marvel plus two other ones,
yeah, and Marvel
and then
kind of
now
saved his life in a way.
a little bit saved his career, anyways,
Yeah, yeah,
because he had sobered up before that. But
yeah.
yeah, it's
But
kind of. I mean,
but
I don't think.
I would even come out and say that Tropic Thunder, his role is more impressive than what he did in Marvel.
And again, that's where you get in trouble. You're supposed to just pretend like Tropic Thunder didn't exist.
No, no, no. That is a staple to American culture, and they're they're making fun of that type of stuff. They're not like putting it in like a good light. They're trying to make fun of it.
Oh, I watch it every year. Don't
Oh,
get me
it's so
wrong.
good.
It is delightful.
Yeah. Um, he may
Big
have
movie star can't cry.
he may have said this on the Rob Lowe podcast today called Literally.
Hmm.
Because he also his phone rang during the podcast, and Rob Lowe asked, "Is that some Marvel shit?" And RDJ responded with, "Not just yet." Is
He's
that is
charming,
that
though.
him messing around? Do they consistently call him and be like, "Hey, can you come back?" And he's just like, no, we kind of ended it. Don't you remember?" Like, I'm not sure if he's like just like playing around or if this is something that's actually a
Well, I
legitimate
mean,
possibility.
we live in a world where Michael Keaton returned as Batman, so anything's possible. But also, is that just the two of the most charming people ever doing an interview together?
It may
You
be,
th-
if not
if
close.
you threw Matthew McConaughey in there, I think you have a real shot at. Those are just the most him, Timothy Chalamet there, and just do a four-person podcast called
Is it
Charming.
Shyamalan or Chalamet?
Oh, I don't know. So that's
Oh,
why I
okay.
pronounce it like ridiculous on purpose.
Oh, okay.
You been in the movies
Hey,
lately?
hey, hey! Throw Taylor Swift in there, and the people are gonna go crazy.
Are you sucking up to the Swifties now? I don't hate it. You, you go to the movies lately? It's been kind
No,
of a
no.
weird time for movies. Like Wonka. I wanted to see Wonka, didn't get over there.
That's the one with your guy Hugh Grant.
Yes, Hugh,
Yes,
not Laurie. Grant.
huge Grant. He's huge in that movie.
He's coming back. But
Um,
no, you didn't see the Ducks movie, Migration.
no, I haven't seen. I haven't like sat down. Let's see. The last movie I watched was the cartoon version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas that came out a couple of years ago. that had Benedict Cumberbatch voicing him. And let me tell you, Jim Carrey's Grinch is so much more iconic than that one. Like, when I'm watching it and I hear the Grinch talk and it's Benedict Cumberbatch, it's terrible. I'm like,
Does
it
he
should be...
does he have to say penguins a lot?
No.
Have you ever seen that clip?
It's the, like, he voiced, like, the Discovery Channel thing or something. Yeah,
On
yeah.
penguins, and then he can't pronunciate penguins.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Sorry, not to get off track. Go ahead, keep going with our news. Let's keep.
Well, there's a reason why I was bringing up Taylor Swift. And it's because a bombshell news came out that the Swifties are going to go crazy about if it comes true. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce plan to get engaged this summer.
Oh, that's exciting.
Swifties, get excited. Your girl is finally getting married.
I hate that I find this funny. I hate it. We have become such friends where now, like, I find it hilarious. It's probably going to be the hardest I laugh for the next few days, is that I'm just going to be thinking about this moment. Hilarious joke, well written. Your tone was hilarious, borderline offensive, but not enough where people can get hurt. And I'm generally interested. Good for them.
Good for
the power couple.
Good for them. But you also have to prepare, because this is the only thing you're going to see on the news for like a week when they get engaged. Then when they get married, it's the only thing you're going to hear about for like a month.
Maybe we'll be able to watch it on TV.
Maybe it's going to happen pre-game at a Kansas City Chiefs game.
Maybe it's going to happen overseas, and you and I are going to have to wake up at 3 a.m. to do a live stream of it. What?
Oh my god. We should report on it at like 3 a.m. Do a live stream.
In pajamas? Eating cereal? All right, let's keep the train rolling.
Okay, keep the string rolling.
The jokes have to go one for them, one for me.
Yeah.
That one was for me.
So, it seems like the cast of Fantastic Four is getting finalized.
Again.
Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby have signed on to the project, and and the other two are rumored so far to be played by Ebon Moss Backrash and Joseph Quinn. I don't know who those two are, but we know Pedro Pascal.
Is he just in everything now? Is that just the world we live in?
I guess
Pedro
so.
has to be in everything?
I guess so. Now this creates it. So this is supposed to be starting filming this summer and get released in May 2nd, 2025. But he also has another movie coming out if he chooses to play in it.
So that's where I heard they canceled the last season of Mandalorian. Did you hear this?
No, they're making both now. They're making season 4 and a movie.
So I heard the opposite. I heard season 4 got canceled to do the movie called Mandalorian and Grogu.
So yesterday I read something saying that they're making season 4 and it leads into the movie.
Okay, I mean, I hope so, but...
And the thing is I'm not sure if maybe this Fantastic Four thing is going to make it more difficult for him to be in The Mandalorian, or if he just doesn't want to be a part of it anymore in general.
Well, I doubt it, because they're both owned by the same company, so they'll work around it.
They could.
But also, they just might film it in the same city, so they might be filming both of these in England.
Yeah.
But also, at the same time, do you think he's one of the Fantastic Four? Do you think he is... what's the villain in Fantastic Four's name? With the green mask.
No, it seems like he actually signed on as one of the Fantastic Four.
Could he be the invisible person?
He's the stretchy guy. I forget his name.
What if they do... Mr. Fantastic.
Yes.
Reed Richards. Or, hear me out, they gender bend the rules and it's one dude and 3 women. And he is Mrs. Fantastic.
Let's do it.
Game on.
I'm down.
Is Zendaya busy? Can we get her in this and just get her out of the Spider-Man film?
That's going to make people super confused. Don't cross that line.
We only have so much talent in Hollywood.
This is a casual universe. If you cross that line, people are going to be mind blown. But there's even more Marvel news.
Keep going. Talk to me.
So we're getting closer to Deadpool 3 releasing this summer.
Are we calling it DP3 yet or no?
I guess we could.
Okay.
Um,
So what's happening with DP3 news?
it seems like the first trailer is making its debut during the Super Bowl. Great
Oh,
timing,
okay.
because I'll watch the Super Bowl and I'll get to see it.
And
I
people like things,
that's
and
why I
this is a
watched this
thing.
last year. I watched the Super Bowl, saw the Indiana Jones trailer. It was great.
And that movie was like 2 hours of goodness.
Yeah, it was 2.5 hours of greatness.
Right. We're saying the same thing. It was 2 hours of a really good movie.
Yeah, and it got better.
Right up until the 2 hour mark.
I will continue to fight for that movie. I think it was underrated.
We are all saying the same thing. It
And
was
it's
good
what
for 2 hours.
and Harrison Ford's acting performance was great.
Fantastic. Right up until the 2 hour mark.
You know what they need to get a start on? Wait, did you ever watch Shrinking?
Yeah. So good.
It's so good. They need to
But
start
also,
making season 2 before Harrison Ford dies
or retires.
or retires. I don't think he pretty much said he's not retiring until he like literally can't do it anymore.
Well, I mean, he already retired once. But
Like
any.
to be fair, with his role in Shrinking, he literally could get to the point where he can't walk in real life, and it fits the character.
Right. Back to DP3 though. Did you see Ryan Reynolds accept an award at the Golden Globes as Deadpool?
Yeah, he accepted it as Deadpool. Do you know the Golden Globes award he had?
Wasn't it for his other show he does with Rob McElhenney about his soccer team?
No, I thought I read that it was A, Broken, and B, it was actually Hugh Jackman's.
Oh, that's hilarious if that's true.
I think he borrowed it from Hugh Jackman. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
Because he was okay, so because he was overseas, so he couldn't be there, so he needed one shipped to him.
Yeah, but you could be wrong. Wait, was it the Emmys?
Golden Globes, I thought. Were the Emmys? I mean, maybe I'm blending them all together.
Yeah, I can't remember the shows. I thought I saw somewhere. Maybe it wasn't. I can't find it. But
it's funny because that show I like a lot. It's called Welcome to Wrexham. It's a soccer documentary about the team they bought. And Rob McElhenney, his partner, gives like this really heartfelt speech, also remote, about how great it is. Thank you for the support. And then he comes in as Deadpool, just doing his thing.
Yeah. I can't find it. Maybe that was just like one of those stupid tweets that was like saying something without it being true, just to be like, "Oh, this is cool."
Yeah. What else we got?
Top Gun 3 is getting made.
I heard that this morning.
You heard that this morning.
They made some sort of deal with Paramount and Tom Cruise.
Joseph Kosinski is set to return to direct it. He did the second one. But Tom Cruise has a massive deal now with what company is it? Paramount.
So that means they're making his other ridiculous film about going to space.
Yeah. So he's got this whole deal where he has a lot of like creative control over like what they're doing with movies and stuff.
Tom Cruise prints money.
He does.
Give him creative control, because no matter what he does overseas, he's going to make money. Like,
did they just make like one of the biggest acquisitions in the film industry?
I think yes. You just locked up Tom Cruise. This is the biggest deal since Netflix got Sandler.
It's Warner Brothers.
I don't think so. Yeah, Warner Brothers is HBO Max.
He signed a deal with Warner Brothers to develop original and franchise movies, which he'll star in. He will get an office on the Warner Brothers lot with his production company.
He's just sitting there being all neurotic in his office. Help me, help you. Tom, can you get out of here? No, I work here. Well, now I'm wondering if Paramount is owned by Warner Brothers.
It could be. Do you think he's going to go full Trump there and be like, we're going to make film great again?
I mean, he does say that, but he'll probably say, I'm making a movie. It's going to be huge. Top Gun 3. It's bigger than 2. Not as big as 1, but a little bigger than 2. 2 plus 1 gets 3.
America.
We're gonna grab America by the seat of their pants, and shame on you for thinking otherwise, Marco. You know me. I love me some Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah,
make six a year.
Well, you're probably gonna get it now. Whether
Sign
he's
me up.
acting in it or just a part of it, you're getting it.
If Tom Cruise is only in one scene in a movie, it's worth a ticket.
But he's like 62 now, isn't he?
62 years young, maybe.
The Ted prequel series came out.
Have you watched it yet?
I have not, but it's getting really good reviews.
I'm gonna check it out this weekend. I was excited for it.
These were the early reviews. Let me see if I can see the upgraded or the updated reviews.
Before you
Because
do that, can I tell you about the email that they sent to Paramount or the Peacock users?
yeah,
So it goes, "Hey, just want to let you know." It's from Seth MacFarlane. So it goes, "Hey, just letting you know, Ted prequel series is dropping tonight, 8 o'clock. Watch it or just turn it on and leave the room. I get paid either way. Enjoy."
that is great. That's actually genius. How many
So
people do you
funny.
think are actually going to be doing that?
Possibly, but also like I think Peacock's very underrated.
So, from critics, it's got 59%. From audience, it has 86% so far.
I think that's on point for the actual Ted movies because I think the critics hated those too.
But even then, like, critics don't really hate it. Like, 59% is still more than half.
It's a little more than half, but that was. I mean, I stopped listening to them a long time ago,
Yeah.
so I'll have to check it out. Do we know how many episodes?
That is a good question. 7 episodes.
What I really need to do is make a T-shirt that says, "Do we know how many episodes?" Because I feel like I ask that at least once an episode.
Well,
Hey, we know how many?
that's the biggest question with TV shows. And wait, why is this 7 episodes? It's such a weird number.
Especially we don't know how long they are, so that's like 7 30-minute episodes.
Yeah. Although
Well,
I prefer if it's a comedy if they are shorter episodes.
did you hear? I can't remember her name. She's an actress in Seth MacFarlane's other show, the knockoff Star Trek one.
I haven't.
So, anyways, they were talking to her in the lead, and they go, "So, what happened to the show? It didn't get canceled." And she goes, "It doesn't get canceled, but Seth MacFarlane's so busy, and he's the only one that writes episodes, and he only doesn't let anyone else write episodes. So they only can make like 12 episodes every other year."
Is Seth MacFarlane still making Family Guy? Like, is he still on that? Oh my god,
Yep,
really? And
they
he
just had
does
some new.
American Dad too.
Does he?
I think he does.
So that explains why he's so busy.
And it seems like every now and then he still puts out a new movie.
Every few years. So no, he's
Yep.
really busy, but honestly, really talented. I haven't watched Family Guy in like a decade, so
Yeah, American Dad is created by Seth MacFarlane.
and that came back recently.
Yeah. That's insane. Like he's literally just printing money for himself.
Yeah, and I think
And
he just gets it. He's at that point where he has creative control.
yeah. And he doesn't stop either. Like he also did the Cleveland show.
Yep. Which has like a cult following.
Yep. Huh.
Speaking
Well,
of Peacock, so you know they have an exclusive right to one of the NFL games this weekend.
I saw that. I did just see that. And somebody that's running for president, he said, if you vote for me for president, I will make sure that NFL playoff games are not exclusive to a streaming service.
I mean, I'd be mad if I'm older and I don't want to spend $5 on Peacock. But also, my thing is like, do you think the app crashes? That's my biggest worry.
So is it just one game or is it all games?
One game. It's Saturday night, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, I believe.
Okay, and that's the game where they don't think fans will be able to get to it, although it's
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, so they will find a way.
If we only plan this out a little better, you and me could be up in Buffalo right now, just sleeping in a car.
We could still do it.
I mean, technically, it's like a 12-hour drive.
Oh, is it really that long?
Yeah.
But they're right next to us, right? Like the state is right there. We're literally
The state
in
is,
Massachusetts.
but the state is huge. My wife's been wanting to go to Niagara Falls for a while now, and we just can't seem to make it work. So she'd be so mad if you and I went to Buffalo.
We did go to a Buffalo game next year.
Just don't tell her till the day before. Be like, "Yeah, we're going to a game. Where are you going? Buffalo." And then you and me just go to Niagara Falls.
We should do a full photo shoot. Get
We
like
should
a
do
whole
a
album.
we'll do a whole like 6-day trip. We'll go to Canada, hit all the sites,
Oh my
do a
god.
bunch of touristy things. But yeah,
Senator.
entire photo album of us on the Rainbow Bridge.
You're gonna get back home and all the doors locks are gonna be changed.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going with these news.
Um, you saw Josh Hutcherson was in the news a lot from
Who's
the
that?
Golden. So he was in the Hunger Games. He was the male lead in that movie.
Oh, the original Hunger Games.
Yeah, and so he won a Golden Globes for something. So he's just been in the news. Um, I think that's what it was. And
Is Golden Globes TV?
oh, maybe it is TV. Maybe this was Emmys.
How come I can't? I'm getting the two confused. I know Emmys is TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just confused. The Golden Globes no one cares about, but this year it seems like everyone was offended by everything.
Yeah. Anyhow, Josh Hutcherson actually, I think Five Nights at Freddy's did stuff at whatever the award show was.
Okay.
And he was in Five Nights at Freddy's. And Jennifer Lawrence texted him about the success of the movie. And he said when Jen texted me when Freddy's came out, she was like, my movie's #1 on Netflix and yours is #1 at the box office. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
He went, I love you. Which is like I hope, I don't know if that was like in a friendly way or what. But then in like all this talking, he was basically saying how he wants to play Spider-Man in a multiverse cameo.
Okay. How does it feel to want?
Exactly. I don't think
Hunger Games doesn't even want you. Hunger Games prequel your ass.
They already have 3 different Spider-Mans. God forbid they put a 4th one in there. They have like 5 Spider-Mans with the whole
Multiverse
Spider-Verse
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like 300 of them.
Yeah, that's true.
If he can take it from Tom Holland's cold dead hands,
that's never happening.
You can have it.
At this point, Spider-Man is either just going to live with Tom Holland or die with him. It's not going anywhere at this point.
Yeah, or Sony's going to kill it off with their solo movies.
We still need to get a 4th Raimi movie with Tobey Maguire and a 3rd Amazing Spider-Man with Garfield.
Do it.
But J.K. Simmons is supposedly returning as J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man 4, and he will be one of the main supporters of Kingpin as mayor of New York.
Love it.
And that seems like it's going to tie directly into the Echo TV show, because I'm pretty sure Kingpin is in that as one of the main bad guys.
Can we talk about J.K. Simmons for a minute?
Yeah.
Does everyone forget how ripped he got to be Commissioner Gordon in that really bad Batman versus Superman movie where he got 3 lines?
He still is.
The guy's right. The guy just got shredded for this role and just never stopped. And I just feel like we don't talk about it enough.
Props to him. What is he, like 66 at this point?
Something like that. But also just like to be like, you know what? Commissioner Gordon's got to be jacked.
But now he's huge into it. Like he is constantly working out and making workout videos, I think.
Right, which I mean, good for him. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, props to him. Good for him.
Just feel like we should talk about it more. It should be like a once a week thing. People be like, "Hey, you see how jacked J.K. Simmons is?"
Now that's a guy we aspire to be.
Game on. Hotter than your ass. What?
The Game of Thrones showrunners were in the news again.
The House of Dragon ones or the original?
No, the original. The ones that had a really good TV show and then ruined it.
By not having source material?
Yeah. Because they just couldn't wait. David Benioff and D.B. Wise. So they were originally supposed to make a Star Wars movie.
As was everyone. Everyone was, yeah.
Yep. And this is what they say their canceled Star Wars movie was about the first Jedi, but Lucasfilm wasn't interested in doing that story. They said it was basically how the Jedi Order came to be, why it came to be the first lightsaber. Does no one know what James Mangold's making right now? Have they not heard the news that James Mangold is making?
That's the same thing, right?
Yeah, is making a movie called The Dawn of the Jedi that is about the first Jedi to ever exist and the birth of the Jedi.
They're like, look, the story isn't for us, but you know who it is for? James Mangold, did you see Wolverine or Logan or whatever one he did? You see that? That's
Yeah.
how you make a movie.
So
Keep
I
your
just
keep your three-eyed raven away from Star Wars, you pervs.
I just feel like either they're not paying attention to the news or they're just so hurt about it. They're like, yeah, no, this movie's not happening anymore.
But again, come on.
They don't deserve to touch Star Wars at this point. Star Wars is already having a difficult enough time.
You just can't take any risks. It's like, this one's about the first Jedi. It's like, nope, just get Mark Hamill back. Let's stop taking risks.
Yeah. Oh, we do have more DP3 news, Deadpool 3 news. See, I used it.
It's a bounce back.
So it seems like Taylor Swift's appearance in it is going to be announced during the trailer because she's going to make a cameo in it. But also, she is in discussions to create an original song for the movie.
That's what happens when you're friends with Ryan and his wife, Blake Lively.
If she makes an original song for this movie, does it break box office records?
Yeah. I mean, she already broke box office records on her own, so
I know. So like we get Marvel fans, we get Deadpool fans, and then we get Taylor Swift fans. They all come together.
Which one do you think is going to hate it the most?
The Taylor Swift fans when they see people's limbs falling off?
Or is it going to be the Marvel fans that think they sold out?
Oh, that's a good point.
You got me. I mean, I'm interested. I like T Swift.
Yeah.
Let her do her thing.
I wonder what she's going to make. Like, is it going to be something that they use like as a comedic timing thing? So like it's this ridiculous song playing in like a really dark, horrific moment? Or is it going to be a song that actually fits the tone of what's happening?
Could be. Or maybe they just hold it and play it over the credits.
Actually, you know what I hope? I hope that Ryan Reynolds has lines in the song.
That would be hilarious. Honestly, you know what I hope? I hope they do just like a James Bond opening, and then she gets to sing the entire song for the opening.
But because Deadpool can break the fourth wall, he chimes in.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. This is great. I actually really like it. Maybe my favorite Swift song of all time already.
Oh, yeah? Have you never heard Back to December?
No, I have.
Have you heard Fearless?
Yep.
Have you heard Teardrops on My Guitar?
Probably.
Have you heard Bad Blood?
Probably.
Have you heard 15?
I heard 23.
That's another
22.
one. Uh-oh.
Whatever
no.
number it is. I'm falling apart.
Let's keep this train rolling.
I'm going to get cyberbullied now by Taylor Swift fans.
In person cyberbully. They're going to show up at your mom's house.
All right, let me get through. We missed the release of Aquaman.
You know who else missed the release of Aquaman?
Who?
Everyone else.
Are you sure about that? Because it's made over $300 million worldwide.
Really?
It's made more money than the Marvels, I think. It's made more money than all the other DC projects this past year.
That's odd.
It's hilarious.
And then that's also the last movie.
Yeah.
But didn't you find it odd that his wife like finalized their divorce after that came out? It was like a week after Aquaman came out. She's like, and we're done.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
They've been like going through a divorce for like 2 years.
Oh, I did not know that.
I just thought it was weird timing where they're like, all right, Aquaman's done, and so am I. Did you see it?
No.
Is Amber Heard in it at all?
I think they like cut out a lot of her role, but she still is in the movie.
Okay.
But I'm trying to find I'm trying to find like exact numbers, but I feel like I'm not gonna find them fast enough to be able to.
Oh no, you're fine.
But yeah, it made over $300 million, which I'm shocked about.
Yeah, I'm shocked too. I thought it tanked.
No, I think it broke even. It had a budget somewhere between 205 and 215 million, and it made 340 million.
Okay, so after promotion and things.
It probably still broke. There was no promotion.
Oh, really?
There was
Just the
barely
trailer?
any. They just kind of were like, "Hey, we're releasing it in a couple weeks. Here you go." But yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what if season 4 will be the final season for Marvel?
Sorry, but I missed that. What's that? You kind of cut out.
Oh, what if season 4 is going to be
Is
the
are you
final?
sure it's not season 4? I thought there was only one season.
I think
Is season 2 coming out, or are they saying like, "Hey, we're doing 4
I
seasons"?
think that's what they're saying.
So I was okay with the. I watched season 1. It's super depressing.
I don't know if it's like completely true. Like so much could happen
Yeah.
within that time. Like they could just be saying that now, but it could always change.
My thing is like, so I watched season 1, and you think they're standalone episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just super depressing. Like everyone had a bad time.
Yep.
And then at the 8th episode, they all had to get together to take on the big bad guy,
Uh-huh.
and it was still super depressing. So I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like why can't these things be happy instead of like, oh, and everyone is sad.
I think part of the reason is there's a psychological component where I think they want you to be happy with what we got in the universe
Mm-hmm.
as is. Like imagine like if we saw like a what if Star Wars and they had made it what if Anakin let Mace Windu kill Palpatine.
Right. We would like that.
I would love that, but there's also this part where they're probably like thinking to themselves like if we showed that it was going to be a happy ending, then people wouldn't be happy with what we've gotten.
Fair enough. My issue with it is if you do these what ifs,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to think. So people are unhappy with certain things in Star Wars. So if you do these what ifs and it's better than your product, I think that's why Star Wars doesn't do it because
Yeah.
there's so much problem with their product.
Mm-hmm.
I think Marvel gets away with it because that was always a comic book trope of like, oh, what if this happened? What if that happened?
Yeah.
And if they're smaller scale, like people are going to be okay with it.
The thing is too is like what if could be so many things. They could do the craziest wild things and I feel like they're not taking those risks in what if.
Right. I
Like
think they're just
what if doesn't have to make any sense whatsoever. I want to see like what happens if obviously a character made like when they make the wrong decision, what happens if they made the right decision in that moment? Like with what
yeah.
I just said with Anakin Skywalker. Like what if that happens? Like I want to see like what the Star Wars universe would look like had he done that.
Mm-hmm.
How does it change, the future of the galaxy? I want to see the happy things. I want to see the crazy things. I also don't mind seeing like, well, what happened if Thanos won and it was
Mm-hmm.
super sad and depressing. I want to see like all extremes. I don't want them, and I think they should. Maybe they could divide the season. Like they have 12 episodes a season. The first 3 show good outcomes. Second 3 show bad outcomes. Or I did my math wrong.
Mm-hmm.
4, 4. So the first 4 show good. Second 4 show bad. Last 4 are just absolutely crazy episodes. Anything goes.
I think my problem with it is once I know it's a what if, I'm just not invested. Like
Yeah.
this what if they gave us was just like, what if Peter Quill I'm sorry, what if it was T'Challa, not Peter Quill, that was abducted by aliens?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, so it's a different character. Like, ooh.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like that. Like yes, that's crazy, but like I want to see like decisions and stuff that we saw happen in the timeline that we got as the
Mm-hmm.
canonical timeline. I
Yeah.
want to see those decisions be changed, which affect the rest of the timeline we've seen.
Let's rattle off some. What if Tony Stark didn't get sober? I want to see a drunk Iron Man fight the Hulk.
Yes. What if Hulk never became Professor Hulk?
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah. You got one? I went. It's your turn.
Oh, what if Samuel L. Jackson shot Captain America in the chest?
What if Michael B.
Wouldn't it?
Jordan's character didn't die?
What if the Captain America musical was bigger success and they did an 8-episode arc of them touring it throughout the country? And you go and have an in-depth interview with each of the characters of the live musical and what they're going through portraying these superheroes. It's not really superhero, there's no action adventure. You just watch these Broadway actors in their day-to-day life. I'm a little proud of that one. I'm a little proud of that one.
I can tell.
It was a bad segment. I didn't think I should have said it, and as soon as I said it, I was like, oh no, we're going to have to do this.
You just had to go with it.
And honestly, now I'm sad it doesn't exist. I want a 10-part fake documentary about the cast of the Broadway musical Captain America. Or the Avengers, whatever it was. What else we got in the news?
Did you see Disney and Lucasfilm are suing Star Wash, a Star Wars themed car wash in Chile?
Yeah, that seems like a good use of our time. Star Wash.
Oh, apparently. Okay, so apparently they're suing the business owner because he tries to patent Star Wash name in Chilean Patent Authority, not because of using a Star Wars theme.
Oh.
Patenting it could lead to market confusion in their defense.
All right, so in Disney's defense, I believe him.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
And honestly, that guy, heaven forbid that someone else uses a Star Wash.
Disney's gonna open one up right at their theme park.
Oh, absolutely, right in the parking lot.
They're like, why didn't we think of this?
They're gonna make a character out of him in the next Star Wars that's just a pervert that goes to jail and gets his head shot off.
Imagine if that's what Star Wars was like. Imagine if the Jedi were more just like police as opposed to like war generals, and or like peacekeepers and stuff. And it was like, oh, we have to go catch the pedophile today.
Well, I mean, you didn't have to go there, but anyways, no, I'd watch a buddy cops Jedi day-to-day policing.
That's what they needed to do
the
with
synagogue.
The Clone Wars kind of does it with Obi-Wan and Anakin, but they could so have done. You know what? Give Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen a call right now. Have them do a buddy cop comedy in the Star Wars universe.
That takes place between 2 and 3.
Like Anakin's bad cop, Obi-Wan's good cop. We got the perfect.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Honestly, I'll take a step there. Get them out of Star Wars. Put those two in a buddy cop movie.
Let's just do it.
That takes place in Toronto.
Maybe they should make a sequel to the one that Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell were in.
The other guys? The other guys too? And honestly, you know what the twist ending's going to be? The real prize isn't justice, it's their friendship.
Exactly.
Writes itself. What else we got?
Peaky Blinders movie starts filming in 2024. Not sure if you're a fan of that or seen it.
Never watched it. Did you watch it?
Nope. So we're moving on. John Wick director Chad Stahelski prefers creating his own films over working with huge franchises, but he wants to take a swing at Star Wars.
Everyone does.
But what are your thoughts on a John Wick-styled Star Wars movie?
What they're going to do, they're going to put it in production. He's going to write it. He's going to pitch it. They'll say rewrite it. Then it'll get post back. Then one of the Star Wars movies won't do well and it'll never get made.
Okay, fair enough. So we don't want it.
How many of these Star Wars solo movies have been given to famous directors? 30?
Yeah,
40?
And how many
of them? All of them, except 26? The Han Solo movie.
That's true.
Which got 4 directors. That's right. People, I don't mean to be salty about it, but it gets really old when every day they're like, oh my gosh, guess who's going to do a Star Wars movie? John Bon Jovi. 2 months later, guys, it got canceled. Turns out John Bon Jovi's neither a writer or a director.
No, he writes music.
Oh, I'm sorry. He writes Into Our Hearts and Souls. I'm sorry, Marco. Have you never listened to the Slippery When Wet album after a hard day at work? Grow up.
I listen to Living on a Prayer and
on a loop in the basement.
And I forget the name of the song, but something about roses and thorns.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nintendo.
That's Poison. That's Poison.
God.
But that's just the music you had in the basement to turn it up so you didn't hear your mom and the FedEx guy.
I hope she watches that.
Not every joke's for me. Some of them are for you. That's you. Passing you the ball.
Nintendo Switch 2 is reportedly dropping in 2024, late 2024, set around $400.
Which is the same exact price as the Nintendo Switch now.
Oh, is it really? That's how much it costs?
It's right around there, I think. But also,
Oh.
it's such a jerk move by Nintendo to never lower their prices on anything.
Oh, no, they don't.
It's like, oh, Christmas sale, you get $2 off. But also, like, so you're telling me you're going to keep selling Switch 1s at the same price as the Switch 2? That's dirty.
It's not going to change price until the Switch 2 drops.
If that.
And it's probably going to drop by like $50.
Right. It's madness. And all of my Switch games, am I going to be able to play them on the Switch too?
Hopefully.
Nope. Heaven forbid we do that, so I'm going to have to keep 2 Switches around. Why? Because the new Mario 75, is going to come out, and you're going to be able to be a donkey, and I'm going to have to buy a Switch 2. Not cool, Nintendo. Not cool.
Hey, the market's getting scummy all around. It's not just Nintendo anymore.
Yeah, but they're not charging $400 for an Xbox One.
That's true.
Or the original Xbox.
That's true. We actually, since the last time we talked, the Jonathan Majors saga has kind of hit an end.
Yeah.
So
Spoiler,
now he is out
it.
as Kong from Disney.
Which I think is just a blessing in disguise because that character was not doing it for me.
Was not doing it. But what's crazy is he worked for Marvel, who's under Disney. Disney and Marvel fired him. Now he has some segment on Good Morning America coming out where he's getting interviewed about it.
Mm-hmm.
Disney owns Good Morning America.
I think there's something because it's technically news. You can't censor the news, but that is very weird. Do you think Michael Strahan's doing the interview?
I hope so. That would be great.
I think that's the only choice because if he goes apeshit, who's going to fight him?
That's true.
That'd be Strahan.
That is true. But
he keeps making statements, which I think is wrong because every time he talks, I'm just like, ooh.
Jonathan Majors?
That. Yeah.
I haven't heard, and I think like the whole point of this interview is to talk about his side and clear his name. It may have come out already, or maybe it comes out next week. I forget.
We'll have to check it out, but honestly, since he was found guilty, I don't know what his side of the story is.
He's guilty. Speaking of guilty verdicts, I have jury duty next week.
No way. What day?
Thursday. The 18th.
What day? It's a Thursday?
Yeah.
Let me check my calendar real quick because I got jury duty.
Do you really? Oh my god. Oh my god, this could be so exciting. If we both have jury duty on the same day, it's going to be a nightmare.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
No, it's the 25th.
Oh, come on.
Oh my gosh.
You were this close.
That would have been amazing to sit through jury duty together and just try and get picked.
Imagine, we would be like those two kids in high school who they can't sit next to each other because they make jokes the entire time.
Marco, there's a reason we don't work together at work. You and I have worked together a total of 1 time, maybe 2. 2 if you include the day I didn't know how to use Chocolatey. 1 if you include that day it took us 6 hours to roll out a device.
Yep.
Wasn't our fault. But
nope.
No, oh my gosh, just you and me in jury duty.
Oh, it would have been a disaster. You know,
but also,
I was hoping, though, when you were saying that, when you were asking me, I was hoping it wasn't you that was going to have jury duty. I was hoping it was Marina.
It'd be crazy. Marina actually just had it and got dismissed, so she lucked out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But, oh, man, I just can't wait to see you interact with people. I almost want to just see if I can show up just to watch. Mr. DiNicola, is there any reason you would not be fit to serve on a jury? And you just start doing exactly what you're doing now. You're just giggling. Yeah, so the facts of the case is he was allegedly robbing the liquor store. Oh, so he did it. No, you have to hear the facts of the case. But he allegedly did it. That means he's guilty. Sir, no, you have to listen to the facts. What facts? We'll tell you at court. What court?
The basketball court.
Excuse me, you told me there'd be peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? No one said that. Can I call my mom? Why? I have to tell her where I am going to be.
Can I phone in a friend to help me choose the correct answer?
What do you mean my phone has to be in my car?
Wait, does it really?
How am I supposed to do TikTok? I think it says for jury duty you can bring your phone, but for the actual court you can't.
Okay.
So
I see.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes for you. I'm excited. Just tell me however you acted, and I'll just do the same and lie and say I'm your brother. You heard my brother Marco? Marco, wear your Wookiee costume.
I was
No one's ever gonna.
I was thinking about going all out and wearing the suit I got tailored for me.
Wear the bunny outfit from the Christmas Story. Oh my gosh! Even the suit would be like a strong power move.
I should wear the suit and get a briefcase and like open up the briefcase and have a big like binder full of notes.
Just be like, I did my own investigation.
I should have like fake fingerprint swabs on there.
Marco, or do the opposite. Try and get out of it, but just be really bad at it. Be like, is there any reason you shouldn't have served? I don't like crime. What? Don't like crime. Throw the book at him. Ridiculous.
My awkwardness is going to get me just not chosen in the first place.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I hope I would hate it for you, but the idea that work would be shorthanded because you're sitting on a jury trying not to giggle in a jury full of adults. They're like, all right, no one talk about it. And 2 seconds later, you're going to be like, he's obviously guilty. Right, juror number 6? Oh. All right, bud. We're almost at an hour. Anything else you want to hit before we wrap it up?
There's a couple more things. A John McClane prequel or a Die Hard prequel focusing on a young John McClane is in development.
So that's been in development for like 5 years, but now without Bruce Willis being able to act, it was supposed to be a movie that was 50-50. It was supposed to be like a early case in his career, and then it would bounce to the new one.
But I think obviously with him kind of his, downhill battle these past few
with
years,
his health,
it's kind of like now they can finally go full force in one direction.
Well, my problem is how come he's not getting the Indiana Jones treatment where it's like, oh, it's iconic, don't do it?
Yeah.
It seems kind of dirty to do it.
I don't know, yeah. I bet you his family's allowing it too, whereas like Harrison Ford, actually, because he was helping with the development originally, he probably signed something saying that they can.
But the only reason I'd be okay with it is if he's getting money on the back end.
He's probably definitely getting money, and I assume that's just going to go straight to his family at this point.
Well, he's still alive, bud.
No, I know, but he's not really... He can't control it at this point.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, I mean, I won't see it unless he's getting money off the back end.
Yeah.
I do love me some Die Hard, but you need Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Steamboat Willie is now open source or whatever. Did you see?
Did you see they dropped a trailer for like the horror version?
Yeah.
The day of again.
They're making a horror movie and a horror game.
These people are sick. The idea that they already have these movies lined up and made, just waiting for it.
And we're getting a sequel to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
And I think it's dirty that like after 100 years it becomes open sourced.
Yeah, like what? I don't get the law. It doesn't make sense, but I don't care at this point.
And also let the people that own it.
Yeah.
Like just because these laws were made back when people died at 30.
Yep.
Now that people can live to be 100, it's like, hey, maybe let Winnie the Pooh not be a murderer.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a bummer for me.
Last couple things. Adam Driver confirmed that he is done playing Kylo Ren in Star Wars completely.
He does this every other week.
You know, he's really turning into Harrison Ford in his press conferences, too, and I'm loving it.
He's just fed up.
Yeah. It's
I
definitely
don't blame
one
him.
way to do your interviews. I love it.
He's like, you going to be Kylo Ren? Did you see my dinosaur movie? Some people thought it was pretty good. All right. See you next week.
And then it looks like that there is already a report, somebody that Marvel is looking at to take over playing Kong. They're looking at a recast as opposed
They're
to
going to do a recast.
as opposed to moving on from the character. Coleman.
So Kang.
Kang. Kong.
Sorry, you said Kong, and I was just like, what?
Kang. Coleman Domingo.
Can't do any worse than Majors was doing, so.
That's true.
I didn't really like it. But I liked him in Rocky, so I'm confused. I got one more whenever you're done.
All right, I'm done.
Did you know... So Zac Efron got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yep.
I think we talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Who... I feel bad because I just forgot his name. I don't have my laptop in front of me. Who played the Green Goblin in Spider-Man?
Willem Dafoe, he got it.
How did it take this long to get William Dafoe a walk on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
I don't know, and he is such a unique actor.
Unique, and he's been famous for 40 years.
Yeah, I know.
He's been putting up, and now he just gets a Hollywood star? I think that was dirty.
It was.
I was like, there's probably
I don't know how this whole Walk of Fame thing works, but
I can tell you.
How?
There's a committee. You have to pay to submit your name, and then the committee decides if you get in or not.
Okay,
and if you don't get in, then you have to resubmit.
Oh my God. News just broke.
Uh-oh.
What if Star Wars is in the works?
Pass. Delete it. Just hit delete. We could have ended on such a high note with William Dafoe getting a star, but
I'm excited for that. It seems to be that's going to be different.
Nope, they're going to... What if Anakin Skywalker was Ahsoka and Ahsoka was Anakin Skywalker? What?
Boom.
What if Darth Maul killed Obi-Wan? What?
Hey, these are valid questions. I would actually like those. I would prefer, as long as they're not doing it the way that Marvel's doing it, I may actually be satisfied.
What if Luke and Leia really got in on that kiss and have decided to date and have incest Jedi babies? What? Come on. What if the Ewoks weren't 4 feet tall but 6'2"? Would they get along with the Wookiees? What? What if R2-D2 got his memory blanked and had to go on a trip to get it reminded how he was? What?
These are all valid questions.
What if instead of owning slaves, the flying guy from episode 1 owned an ice cream parlor? What? And you know they got to not forget about the newer ones that no one cares about. Just be like, what if Yoda didn't burn down the tree with all the books? What?
The books weren't in there. Ray took them. Also, what if they do what if the sequel trilogy never happened?
What if Palpatine wrapped it before he tapped it and Rey didn't exist? What? Also, how come we never meet Palpatine's mistress? Seems like something we should know.
No, I thought the story was for Palpatine is that his kids were like failed clones of his, weren't they?
Gross.
I forget. We're going to need to look into that.
We're going to have to fact check that, but all right, bud.
We've been Nerds
That's all
in the
I
Gym.
got. I'm Brandon.
I'm Marco. We'll see you next week with a What If Nerds podcast.
Oh, no.
Whatever that means. Bye.
Peace.